She's in a wheelchair. This is a joke, right? The man in the 1,000 suit laughed out loud in the middle of a 5-star restaurant. Every fork stopped. Every head turned. But Ethan Cole, a mechanic with engine grease still under his fingernails, didn't flinch. He stood up slowly, blocked the man with his body, and said 5 words that silenced the room. She's not yours to insult. He wasn't her date. He wasn't supposed to be there. He was a single father who sat at the wrong table and stumbled into the fight of his life. But here's what no one expected. The woman in that wheelchair was the daughter of the most powerful CEO in the city and the real disaster. It wasn't the blind date. It was what happened after Ethan walked away from her and almost lost everything. Drop the name of your city in the comments. I want to see how far this story travels. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe and the bell so you don't miss what happens next. Trust me, you're going to want to hear how this ends. Ethan Cole's phone rang at 6:47 a.m., same as every morning. He didn't need an alarm. His body had been trained by years of early shifts, and a 6-year-old daughter who believed sleeping past sunrise was a crime against humanity. Daddy. Lily stood in the doorway of his bedroom, one sock on, one sock missing, holding a crayon drawing, still wet with purple marker. I made you. Ethan sat up, rubbed his eyes, and took the paper. It was a stick figure with enormous arms, standing next to a car with square wheels. Above it, in wobbly letters, she'd written, "My dad fix everything." He stared at it longer than he should have. That's the best thing anyone's ever given me, he said. Better than Christmas. Better than Christmas. She climbed onto the bed and tucked herself under his arm. Can we have pancakes? We can have toast with peanut butter. With peanut butter and chocolate chips. Don't push it, kid. She grinned. He carried her to the kitchen. That was Ethan's world, a small apartment above a rented garage on the east side of town. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a kitchen where the stove only worked on 3 burners, and a living room filled with Lily's drawings taped to every wall. He opened the shop at 7:30 every morning and closed it at 6 o'clock every night, sometimes later, sometimes much later. Oil changes, brake jobs, transmissions, whatever came through the door. Ethan fixed it, not because he loved it, but because the numbers had to work. Rent, food, Lily's school supplies, the inhaler she needed every winter. There was no safety net, no savings account, no family money, just him, his hands, and whatever the day brought in. He'd been doing this alone since Lily was 2. Her mother, Rachel, had left on a Tuesday. No fight, no warning, just a note on the kitchen counter that said, "I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry." She took 1 suitcase and didn't look back. Didn't call, didn't write, didn't send a birthday card, nothing. Ethan never told Lily the truth. When she asked about her mom, and she asked less and less now, he'd say she had to go somewhere far away. But she loved you. She always loved you. He didn't know if that was true, but it was the kindest lie he could build. Danny Reeves showed up at the garage around noon the way he always did, loud, uninvited, and carrying food. "You look terrible," Danny said, tossing a wrapped sandwich onto the workbench. "Thanks." Ethan didn't look up from the engine. He was elbowed deep in. "When's the last time you did something that wasn't work or wiping peanut butter off a kid's face?" "Tuesday." "What did you do Tuesday?" "Wiped jelly instead." Danny leaned against the wall and crossed his arms. "I did something." Ethan stopped. He knew that tone. That was the tone Danny used right before confessing something stupid. "What did you do?" "I signed you up for a dating app." Ethan pulled his head out from under the hood. "You what?" "Relax. It's anonymous. No profile photos, no last names, just vibes. Just vibes." Ethan repeated flatly. And Danny continued, clearly enjoying himself. "I won a dinner voucher from that radio contest. Free meal at La Fontaine. That fancy place downtown. I'm not going." It's a free steak. Ethan, I don't care. A free expensive steak. The kind of steak that has a first and last name. Ethan wiped his hands on a rag and stared at his friend. I have a 6-year-old at home, Danny. I can't just. Mrs. Nguyen already said she'd watch Lily. Ethan blinked. You talk to Mrs. Nguyen. She's very supportive of your love life. Her words, not mine. I'm going to kill you. Danny grinned. Table 9, Friday night, 8 o'clock. Wear the blue shirt. It's the only one without a stain. Ethan didn't plan on going. He told himself that all day Thursday and most of Friday. But that evening, while he was heating up leftover pasta for Lily, there was a knock at the door. Mrs. Nguyen stood there holding a Tupperware container and wearing the expression of a woman who had already made up.